Originally my name was William Ross, and I was like, I compiled a list of just random names and words. Let's just think of words. Italian words. The opera, yeah, opera's Italian. And DaVinci, yeah,
DaVinci's famous.
So I'm gonna completely switch it and go to flamenco music. Okay. Yeah, I've been pretty much a musician my whole life.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, get my tracks out. That's my main priority. Just finish all the unreleased and unfinished tracks that I have. We saw your application, blah, blah, blah. We heard your short set. We've seen you play bits and bobs. Do you want to do a set at school? He was like, yeah. You kidding?
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Behind the Tune. I'm your host, Nikita. And as you may see as well, we're in a bit of a new setup. Last week, I had a bit of a new setup. This week, I've got a new setup. I'm in a new studio, so I'm sort of messing around with the layout of it. Hopefully, I come up with a permanent layout sometime in the future. But for now, be ready for a bit of mixing and matching of the set. But joining me on today's new set is one of Sydney's young prodigies who has taken the Sydney scene by storm as of late. His name is Ross, but he goes by the Opera DaVinci officially. That's his stage name. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
How you going?
Doing really well.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I didn't want to ask you the question of the Opera DaVinci. You just told me a bit of like a motivation for that.
Yeah.
As to why you've sort of abbreviated it.
Yeah.
But why have you chosen the name the Opera DaVinci?
Yeah. So originally, I compiled a list of just random names and words because I was like, I need a DJ name. Originally, my name was William Ross because my actual first name is William. Yeah.
My God, you got four names.
Yeah, literally 4 names. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So originally, my name was William Ross, and I was like, like just it rolls, but it doesn't sound very techno-y. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And then I compiled a list of just random words that didn't make any sense because I saw all these other DJs had like really weird names in the house scene. This is because I was doing that sort of stuff originally, and then I was like, I need to sort of show a bit of my roots because I'm half Italian. Okay. So I was like, all right, let's just think of words, Italian words. The opera, yeah, opera's Italian. And DaVinci, yeah,
DaVinci's famous.
DaVinci's famous. So I was like, the Opera DaVinci, and I sort of got inspiration from the Black Madonna as well, because they named the Black Madonna. I was like,
yeah,
2 words just randomly there, Black and Madonna, like so. I was like the Opera DaVinci.
Okay.
And then I realized that my name was a little too long for the posters.
Like, the Opera DaVinci.
Yeah, the Opera DaVinci.
Once you came up with it, yeah.
Like it was on the posters for like shows, and it was like the Opera DaVinci. It was really long.
Small words, like always very small as well to fit on the
page.
page.
That's it. Yeah. So I was like, I took sort of inspiration from ASYS, who I don't know if you know. So he's another techno DJ, and he's abbreviated, I think, for Acid Saves Your Soul. So I sort of took inspiration from that and abbreviated my own, the Opera DaVinci, to TODV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then, so now you're TODV.
Yeah.
Is that something that you sort of, obviously everyone knows that you're the Opera DaVinci, but it's now on posters as TODV.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Cool. And as I mentioned at the start, you're a bit of a young prodigy at the moment. You just turned 19, but you've been DJing since you were 18, and you sort of been able to support some massive acts. Some people that support those acts are a lot older than you are. Obviously supported Fatima Hajji.
Yep.
How long ago was that?
That was before I left Europe, so 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago. Sorry.
Right. Who else have you supported? That's like.
The first big international I supported was Stella Bossi. That was in February, and then I got the opportunity to play or support Cassie Raptor at Black Noir, and then Fatima Hajji. Yeah.
So you've supported 3 massive names. So how did you start? Because you obviously you're very very young. Like obviously I'm sure there's a lot of young people in the game as well, but you're very well known as well. How did you sort of start?
Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest. It was a series of events, I guess. Going from like in year 7 when I had a party and I saw a DJ and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But I didn't start then, and then it was COVID when we started. My dad and I bought a deck together, so we started DJing together. It's like a hobby. And then we also did this series on Twitch.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we did like a Twitch live stream thing just during lockdown.
Yourself and your dad?
Yeah, we did like back-to-back Afro House, and that was sort of like how we learnt to mix and do all sorts of things. Originally though, I was into like psytrance. That was what got me into sort of electronic music as is. I remember in 2018, I think it was, when I heard Free Tibet for the first time. I was like, this is mad. This is sick.
A canon event.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, shit, this is so cool. I like this sort of music. And then I bought a deck in like 2020, mid 2020. And then just progressively started DJing and learning.
Did your dad used to DJ?
No.
Oh, so he just started with you as well?
Yeah, we started together. Yeah. And then like 2 years ago, during lockdowns again, during 2021 lockdowns, we were like, because we had a DDJ 400.
The little ones?
The little ones.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, fuck this, we need bigger ones. So like we just went halves and just bought the big CDJs and the mixer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
They're expensive, those ones.
Yeah. No, we got a good deal for it. So,
so you got the 2000s or 3000s?
We got the 900 Nexus.
Oh, okay. So they're just like the separate CDJs.
Yeah.
And then you got the controller.
And then the mixer, yeah.
Do you still have those?
Yeah.
Oh, you still
I
have
use them all the time, yeah.
That's actually really, that comes in handy a lot because a lot of DJs you see, they sort of start on like the 400s.
Yeah.
Or they start on like RX2s, which are still good.
Yeah.
But they're like club ready. Whereas you sort of went straight into like the club, like two separate CDJs and the mixer in the middle.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we were just fortunate enough to sort of gain that government money.
You know? Yeah, COVID helped out. Feeding the economy.
That's it, yeah.
So that's good. So when you started playing your sets live, like you started playing sets at clubs, you were basically prepped and you knew what to do and stuff.
Yeah. Pretty much. Because not only that, I was DJing for like your parties and stuff. Just
doing those? Or you were
no,
just
all
the
like
DJs.
the DJs. Just prior to doing club gigs, obviously, I was just doing little birthday parties for like my sister's mates and 18ths and whatnot. So that got my confidence up, just perform in front of a crowd at least. And then I was pretty comfortable in front of a crowd at a club. So yeah.
So you started what? So you did gigs like at parties and stuff.
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh, that was like when I was 17, so year 11.
Oh, okay.
Year 10, year 11. No, year 11, yeah.
Right. And then how did you sort of get into electronic music? Like, how did you start?
So like I said, it was 2018.
When that was your first interaction with...
first sort of interaction, and I just fell in love with psytrance and hardstyle.
Right.
And everyone thought I was crazy. Like, what are you listening to, mate?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Because everyone during that age, well, my age at least, everyone was into like rap and stuff. So when they heard what I was listening to, they were like, "What is this?"
That's crazy. A lot of friend groups sort of make the transition together.
Yeah,
like from like rap, indie to like or make genre switches together.
That's
right.
You
sort of were like isolated.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
were your friends like sort of like questioning your
they loved it as well. Like,
so your friends were like,
well, they started to love it. Sorry, so like I introduced them and they were like, "Yeah, it's a sick." Even now, like after everything and getting into techno, I've introduced it to them and they always come with me and they love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
No, that's cool. That's good that they obviously support you in your gigs and stuff like
that. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, obviously your dad played a major role in your like starting your career. That's an interesting story because from first impression I thought your dad was like a DJ back in the day. Sort of gave it up to start working and stuff like that. But he sort of started DJing at the same time as you.
Pretty much. Yeah, he doesn't have any musical experience at all. And yeah, he's almost like my manager. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, like he pushes me like a lot in a very positive way. But yeah, he's definitely gives me a lot of motivation.
Right.
Like he's just always telling me like, or give me advice on what to do and how to do things. Big motivator. Yeah.
That's really cool though. That like your dad's sort of like a big role in or plays a big part in like your DJing.
Yeah, biggest part. I reckon.
You'd say he's like an acting manager.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does he help with your gigs and stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
Like booking them and everything?
No, not booking them. No, what I mean, my manager, like he will say, you need to post something on your stories, or you need to, just socials, Instagram stuff.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Post a story, you making your track or showcasing, or you got to put a story up now, sort of thing. And then just be like, also pushing me in my production, saying you got to finish this track X amount of time, or you have a gig next week. Get onto it.
That's cool. Do you find that helps out a lot? Like, do you have like self motivation, or do you think he's like your main?
Oh, I have self motivation as well, but everyone should.
Yeah.
But No, my dad's he's very motivating in terms of just trying to get me to do good things, like trying to make me better. Sorry, and he's every time like I have a set or anything, luckily because like I said, he's not a musical person, so for him when he's listening to my sets or my tracks, he's the consumer. Yeah. So he takes from the perspective of a consumer rather than a producer or a musician. So he'll give me the best feedback. It's be like, this is good, this isn't that good, you got to change this. I can hear certain things. And that's
pretty cool though, because like as you said, like if it comes from like a producer lens, he's very critical with like every single element. Whereas like if you're like a listener, it's more just like the energy that you bring and there's like it's like a different perspective.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he's critical, but in like a different way.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have any musical background?
I do.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, I've been pretty much a musician my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you start off with?
So I started off with guitar. I've been playing guitar for I don't even know now, a very long time.
Since you were young.
Yeah. So I've always had that sort of musical background, and then progressively throughout the years, I just started to pick up different instruments. And learning theory, different types of genres on guitar. Yeah.
Did you study that stuff in school?
I did. Yeah, I did music last year for my HSC.
For HSC,
yeah.
Okay. And what other instruments you play?
So I played bass. I also started learning the didgeridoo, which it's really hard.
Yeah. Looks easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Definitely not.
Circular breathing gets you. Like you just pass out.
Oh,
all
really?
Of a sudden. Yeah, because it's puts you in sort of like a state of trance. Sort of. I can't really do it well, but it's just hard. It's hard to breathe constantly and like, I picked up also just keys, drums, bass as well, just bits and bobs really. Yeah.
So probably a bit of an obvious question, or a bit of an obvious answer. But how much do you reckon that's helped you with like
heaps,
production?
heaps, so much. Especially, luckily the last 2 years of my high schooling, I had the best teacher, music teacher.
Right.
And he just gave me all like really helpful theory, concepts and just things, techniques and everything. And that's helped my listening especially. So when I listen to a track, I'll be like, okay, this track is using contrary motion, or it's using similar motion, or there's sequencing, or there's arpeggios. And then I could go to my tracks and be like, okay, what do I need to add? What sort of dynamics and expressive techniques do I need to add to each layer? What can I change? But yeah, massive.
That's crazy.
Massive
yeah,
help.
a lot of that sounded like foreign language to me.
Yeah.
I was listening to it and like, trying to think that makes no sense. But that's like you obviously take a very critical approach to your production then. In that sense, because you know so much about it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Do you think that's a gift and a curse in a way?
It's a gift and a curse, definitely, yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, I'd have a track made, and then I'll just be like, nah, it's not right. And then it will just be placed in the vault.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
How many of those are in the vault?
Oh, mate. Yeah, it's just both unfinished and unreleased that are just tucked away.
Is that... Why do you think that? Like, why are they sort of unfinished and unreleased?
Well, unreleased is because I'm just waiting for the right moment. Right now, I'm working on a lot of tracks for different labels, so I can just send them out all at once. So like this, people have, or the labels have more than one song to listen to. But the unreleased ones, it's more so of a, like you said, like a critical thing. It's a curse side of it. Because once I hear something and I don't like it, I'll be like, all right, I'll try change it, and then once it's changed, I'll be like, nah.
And then you just get rid of it, or just like push it aside.
Yeah, just chuck it away and just leave it there for a little bit.
Yeah. Are there any releases that people can get excited for? Because you've released some on your SoundCloud, but that's like independently.
Yeah, but they're like, little shitty ones. they were like first ones, the first sort of techno productions I ever made, sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I've got a couple towards the end of the year, and then some next year as well.
Okay, and they're all releasing through labels or independently?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We can't mention any of that. That's cool, because like, I look at your stories and stuff, and you've got a lot of like, you produce a lot of music. Like, you're always producing music, but you're in the sort of the process of like sending it out to labels at the moment.
That's it. Yeah.
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 And obviously you're not in a rush because, as I said, you're only
No.
19.
That's right.
So there's no rush to sort of get that stuff out as soon as possible and hit the ground running. But I mean, you've hit the ground running,
Yeah.
evidently. Obviously, you just came out from Europe. How long ago? Not long ago, like a couple
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. How was that?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
said it was
really
a
good.
family trip, but you ended up going to what's that festival again?
Monegros.
Yes. How was that?
It's fun. It was really fun. I mean, yeah, I was with my family most of the time, but obviously I had to do like a little solo trip with my mates in Spain. And Monegros was nuts. It was nuts. Yeah, especially seeing my favorite artists. Like,
Who? Yeah, I was gonna ask who your inspirations are, but I guess we can sort of mention them now, and then we'll go into them a bit later.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, like Sarah Landry.
Yeah, right.
I got to see Sarah Landry, Shlomo. There's so many. There's Nico Moreno, Klangkünstler especially.
Yeah, right.
Klangkünstler was nuts.
Yeah, his sets look fucking insane.
That was by far my favorite one.
It's in the desert as well. Or it's
Yeah.
in like the Spanish desert.
Yeah, it's the only desert in Spain as well.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Is it near Barcelona?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It was fucking hot, dude.
Is it camping?
No, it was 24 hours. Yeah,
Oh,
it was a
shit.
24-hour festival.
You're joking.
Yeah, so we got there at like 2 and left at like midday-ish.
Oh, it was a one-day festival.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For some
No,
reason, I was on
not a one-day festival, like as in 2 p.m. to 12 p.m. Like
for how many days?
for one day, as in like 22 hours straight. Yeah. So
Okay.
day festival, sort of.
Yeah, it's a day.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
Literally a day.
Literally a
festival.
day festival. Yeah.
Yeah, I was under the assumption there was like a camping, like a multi-day festival,
Yeah, true.
because the lineups and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything that's like any standout moments besides like seeing your favorite artists from that?
That was it. So like seeing them was obviously being with your mates in a foreign country at a foreign festival,
Yeah.
like in the middle of the desert. You know, that's,
Multiple layers.
yeah, it's just that's exciting. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding? Just being there, seeing everyone. There was lots of people. It was like I think 54,000 people.
Did it feel like there was many people? Or was it like
Yeah, I mean, it's
area,
pretty
like,
laid
big
out.
enough?
It's pretty laid out. Like even if we look at this, for example, that's sort of the layout it was, and there was just stages everywhere.
Just in the middle of the desert everywhere.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Spanish Burning Man.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
No, nothing as crazy as it was. Did you hear about what happened
At
at
Burning Man
this year?
Well, with all the mud, and
Well, not the mud, but like I think someone died.
really.
Yeah, and then I think there was like, what happened? I think they got stuck on the exit.
Yeah,
They were
right.
just, like, basically just stuck at the exit or something.
What do you mean stuck on the exit?
Like they couldn't get anyone out.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not completely sure what actually happened. I'm probably gonna get, if anyone's listening to this, probably gonna like yelling at this thing. But I know that one person died, but I didn't hear about the mud. What happened about the mud?
Oh no, the mud just got really rainy and muddy, and everyone was like, trench foot.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't hear about that part, but yeah, I heard there was some disaster or something happened. But it's Burning Man.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, someone had to pass away during it. But yeah. So you talked about your inspirations and stuff. Is there anyone in particular that you sort of look at as like your main source of inspiration for your music?
Yeah. Right now, my biggest inspiration is, I mean, I've got a couple because they're all different in their own way. So I look at them and pick out different things. Number one is Alex Farrell, because he's younger than me.
Oh wow, okay.
He's like 16, and he's up there. You know, his productions are just out of this world. He's just super talented. Also, Luca Agnelli, one of my absolute favorites. Same with his productions, his charisma as well. I love him. And another one who's been killing it as well is Pisapia,
Right. Okay.
who's another Italian producer. And yeah, I just look at or listen to their tracks and go, wow. You know, I'll just try to take inspiration off them and sort of do something similar with my own twist, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then alignment, like everyone loves alignment. Alignment's definitely one of my favorites. He's just cool. He's just sick.
Right.
You
Okay.
know?
So those are like your four main inspirations.
Yeah, definitely.
Who was Alex? Is it Alex Farrell?
Alex Farrell.
He's 16, but how is he? He's not playing club gigs, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
He's playing festivals and yeah.
Right. Okay.
He's like.
I've never heard of him. Nor did I know that he was 16. But playing a gig at like playing festivals and clubs at 16.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was playing like festivals or like clubs at 14.
What the
But
fuck?
yeah,
How do you reckon he got into that?
no, I think I remember reading somewhere that he started like super young, at like 12 or something. But yeah, he's nuts. He's really, really good. Yeah.
What sort of festivals? What festivals he played at?
Like he's played at Complex. Oh, he's a resident at Complex in Maastricht. I don't know exactly where else he's played. He's played a lot of shows, obviously in his own area, like Scotland. No, not Scotland. The UK. Or the UK.
Yeah, right.
Scotland.
Okay.
And yeah, he's nuts, and everyone plays his tracks as well. Like all the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
nuts.
very surprising. Yeah, I feel like, I always ask everyone about their inspirations, and they always throw out these names. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how can there be more names? Like, it's just
Yeah.
there's so many more people that like you think you know, and then someone else throws out a name.
Yeah.
And then there's just like another rabbit hole of artists
Yeah, that's right.
down there. Because like obviously you're like hard techno.
Yeah,
Like techno sort of style. Is that all you're producing at the moment?
pretty much. Yeah.
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 Do you reckon you'd be producing? Obviously, there's obviously room to grow, but do you reckon you'd be producing other stuff?
Well, I started producing, like when I first started getting into production, I was producing psytrance because obviously that's what I got into, and that was like 2 years ago ish, maybe a bit less. And then I was also doing like hardstyle, and yeah, like I just sort of evolved to do techno because I started to like techno. I started doing like hypnotic stuff originally, like hypnotic and raw techno, and then progressed into the harder stuff because I was like, okay, this is back to my roots of hardstyle. So it's kind of similar in its own way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask what your transition from like psytrance to hardstyle, from psytrance and hardstyle to techno was, but you nailed it on the head there. But so like you're still obviously producing, still young. I guess I want to ask, like, what are your goals? Because obviously being so young and already having such a like a pretty strong resume at such a young age, like what's like your goals and like what's like next for you and like within the next 12 months?
All right, in the next 12 months, I'd say get my tracks out. That's my main priority. Just finish all the unreleased and unfinished tracks that I have. Just get them out to labels and get them released. And hopefully get the opportunity to play overseas.
Oh, yeah.
So in Europe or even Melbourne, but preferably Europe. It's really difficult here.
Like to get gigs in Europe or just to
get gigs in Europe because obviously we're isolated from everyone else.
100%.
So the only place you can really go is like Melbourne, Perth, and Brisbane. So it's just that sort of area. So hopefully playing in Europe would be huge.
Yeah, that would be massive. Especially like as I said, I've got to keep nailing on it. But like still 19, which is crazy. You don't see many people that age making like the stuff that you do. Do you remember your first like proper techno gig?
Yeah,
your
actually,
first like rave.
Okay, so what got me into sort of getting into the realm of DJing properly and the rave scene, I could say, it was New Year's Eve. I was with my mate Reese, and we were just in Manly, and we had nothing to do. We're like, this is gonna be a shitty New Year's, right? And then I got a text from my sister saying, "Oh yeah, come to this dorf." All right, at I forget where it was, but it was hosted by Mid Street. I don't know if you like Flexi Ferg and all of them.
Oh yeah.
So it was a rave. It was like a doof, New Year's doof. That was 2021 to 2022, and we heard just random music that we've never heard of, and we're like, "Wow, this is sick! This is so cool." And then from this was house music as well, by the way. So then I stopped doing all the DJ parties DJing at parties and just started focusing on other DJ stuff like DJing house, electro and like garage and all of them. And then so from there I got my first gig was at the Flinders actually when I was just turned 18.
Do you know who was it for?
Actually, it was one of my mates had like a free slot, so he was like, "Anyone want this slot?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
Who was the collective that hosted that party?
I don't know. It wasn't on any collective. It was just
like a
random Saturday night sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I got the opportunity to play Your Shot. Which I don't know. Do you know Your Shot?
Yeah. The DJ competition.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, because I entered in as a wild card, which is, when you have the experience. Yeah. And I was like, shit, I don't know what to play. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't really want to do house anymore. I got bored of it.
Right, yeah.
I've been to so many of these mid streets and like housey bush doofs. I was like, I want to do something different. And then I picked up my dad's USB. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go through his stuff. I saw a techno playlist. I was like, oh, what's going on here? Just going to scroll through it.
Dad's a bit of a raver.
Yeah. And he low-key is, but like he doesn't want to admit it. But he is.
Did he used to do that when he was younger?
Oh, probably. So I looked through his USB and I found like a techno playlist. I was like, okay, let's have a look through this. Let's have a bit of a play. I was like, yeah, this is good. I really like this. I'm going to do this for your shot. And so that was my first introduction into playing techno.
Right.
I also got under inspiration from like my uncle who's really into techno as well. He was like, you got to start playing techno sort of thing. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll consider it. But yeah, that was my first introduction. So my first ever techno gig was at Your Shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like your first proper techno gig, was it?
First proper techno gig was Your Shot. Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
It was like hard techno?
It wasn't. I thought it was hard at the time, Yeah, it was just techno, like Rainer Zonneveld sort of stuff.
Like acid?
Yeah, a bit of acid, yeah.
Okay, and how was that? So did you win that? What year was that?
That was last year.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So you would have
I
been...
was with PJ.
PJ, Oscar.
Yeah, that's where I met PJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I met PJ
yeah,
there.
yeah, because I think I remember, actually, you mentioned your shot. I remember I was stalking your Instagram for the episode just to make sure that I got everything like undercover, but I saw a photo of you and Oscar like on the Your Shot stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the hell? But yeah, so he won that. You came...
Yeah, I got runner-up.
Runner-up.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's all right. It's good fun. I got to meet him, so, he's a good bloke.
Yeah, no, Oscar's sick.
Yeah.
But didn't get the chance to play at a festival, unfortunately.
That's all right.
I mean, now look at you. Headlining gigs and stuff like that. So your first like techno influence was like from your family?
Yeah. Now come to think about it, sort of, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Like your family's, I find it very fascinating and like cool that your family's very involved in your DJing.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even musical though. That's the thing. That's what like now that you mention it, it's like, yeah, they have, but they're not really musical.
Like your dad's USB, then your uncle persuaded you to like play techno.
Yeah,
your dad like helped you out with like the...
Yeah.
That's cool. That's like most, because a lot of times you hear people say like, oh, I want to tell my parents I'm a DJ and stuff like that.
No, they love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you work out? Like, I'm assuming that you work outside of this, like just casual, part-time. Yeah. And then your DJ's funding.
Yeah.
So, but you obviously, I'm assuming you're focusing more on like your music career and stuff.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's, very interesting that your family is so, like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Yeah. Because, like, a lot of the time you see a lot of families aren't, like, it's very, like, shunned upon. Yeah. To be a DJ.
Oh, I mean, everyone's a DJ now, like, in my family, except for my mum. But, like, my sister DJs now, and she's doing really, really well for herself. She does electro and all that sort of...
How old is she?
She's 21. She's 2 years older than me. But, yeah, she's killing it. Yeah. Yeah, she's doing really well.
What's her stage name?
Jazz Up, or Jazz, I think. Jazz?
Something like that, yeah. Well, yeah, shout out to...
Shout out to Jazz.
She's doing well. Yeah, and is she playing like same... have you played with her?
No.
No back-to-back?
No back-to-back.
Is that a dream? That would be pretty cool.
I mean, it would be cool, but it's just completely different.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't like techno.
Oh,
so she plays electro.
Right, okay.
Which is a lot slower and just weird noises. It's fun. It's funky. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe like if we can meet somewhere in the middle, you know?
Somewhere in the middle of BPMs.
Yeah.
I want to ask again, because I feel like we brushed over it, but like the Twitch streaming stuff that you did.
Yeah.
During lockdown.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, was that like successful? Or like
it was.
Semi-successful?
Like, it was semi-successful. We got a couple of views, like a couple like max 40 sort of thing, which is alright.
That's good for Twitch.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's hard to even get one on Twitch.
It's heaps. And we did promote it a lot on our socials. It was called Nights In, the series, because we did a series. So basically, we set up like a playlist, and we had a green screen as well. So I bought a green screen, so we set up a green screen like the one you have there. Mm-hmm. And I put like a background drop on it, like a different place. So like we do like a night in Marrakesh, right? And we had like a Marrakesh thing, and all the Afro house songs would be Marrakesh and based, right. African based. Or nights in Morocco, or nights in in Casablanca or nights in Tulum, nights in Porto just
Yeah.
a bunch of like different series.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's we were just having fun with it. It was just fun.
Nothing serious.
No, nothing serious. Just dance and just mix and
Just like a way to get by in lockdown.
yeah, pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean,
Did you do it every day?
No,
Or
no,
was
it
it
was like a
like-
once a week sort of thing.
Once a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then is that still around? I feel like you should bring that back.
No, it's not, it's not still around. No. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's a cool. Yeah. Live streaming DJs like you don't see much.
No, that's right.
Did you did you record them and then upload them or anything?
No, they were live. So.
But did you record them?
Oh yeah. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so that was like your first interaction with like. Because we were playing like what genres like and stuff like that.
Afro house,
Yeah.
Iberic house sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've experienced a whole lot of genres.
Pretty much,
throughout-
yeah.
You've done
Yeah.
you've done everything. Like you've gone from like the slowest thing ever to just like the fastest
Literally,
thing
yeah.
ever. Because like you did house parties and stuff,
Mm.
and that was obviously I'm assuming just like radio music.
Yeah, just commercial stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
did you got bored of that?
Super bored. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be egotistical, but I was like, I'm a bit better than this. Like, I can do better. And so I was like, yeah, I'll give it to my mate. He can do the parties. I'm just gonna focus on getting better, for clubs.
Yeah. Did you do the house parties with your friend or like your mate?
Originally, yeah,
Yeah.
because he wanted to start DJing as well. So I was like, I'll teach you, so you can replace me for the parties,
Well, do you remember your first house party gig?
Yeah, I do. I remember getting a call from my sister at like 11 at night, and she was like, "Can you come DJ at this party, please? It's like we're hosting afters, and it's my mate's birthday." I was like, "Fuck, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm literally about to go to sleep." It's like, no, I'll call you an Uber. I was like, done. So I grabbed all my stuff, just set up. It was fun. It was so fun.
So it was like a kick-ons or something?
It wasn't even kick-ons. It was like an after party. Like it was like a party.
Like a house party?
Yeah, it was a house
And it was
party.
an after party for the house party?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it was weird. It was so weird.
What sort of music was that?
It was just like
commercial
housey
stuff.
commercial stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And like, what time did that go to?
I went to like 3, so I got like sort of 4 hours out of it.
So you get paid?
Yeah.
Maybe like as a fan of your sister.
Yeah.
You
No.
get paid.
No.
Do you? Okay, I guess going back to like the remembering stuff. Obviously, your show was your first like proper techno gig and stuff. But
Yeah.
do you remember your first booked gig?
Yeah. Actually, it was at Schoolies.
Oh, you played at Schoolies.
Yeah, I played at Schoolies. That was sick. I love that.
Where?
Actually,
when-
jokes. It was actually before Schoolies. It was Black Noir. I played
Right.
an opener, which sort of brought me into Black Noir and that sort of realm.
Mm-hmm.
But that was for like there weren't many people there, obviously because it was an opener. But like my first bigger crowd was at Schoolies. Yeah.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And did you get booked for that?
Yeah.
Who? Okay, explain to me the story of the Schoolies gig.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I think I remember getting a message from this guy in Melbourne who runs, I think, Lucky Entertainment. I'm pretty sure.
Like Lucky, as in the one that is in Sydney as well.
No, a different Lucky. And he sort of hit me up and say, "Hey, we heard you're interested in DJing at Schoolies," because I filled in an application on the Schoolies thing. They put like a poll or something.
Mm-hmm.
While it was on their website, I was like, "Yeah, I want to DJ." It's like, "Yeah, we saw your application, blah blah blah. We heard your shot set. We've seen you play bits and bobs. Do you want to do a set at Schoolies?" Like, "Yeah, you kidding?" And yeah, that was sort of it. And then when I got to the Schoolies, he just sent me all the dates I could play, and he's like, "What days can you play?" I was like, "I could play this one and this one." So I got to play twice, which is cool. And yeah, and then from there, I just sort of just played for a bigger crowd, and it was fun. That was really fun.
How was that Schoolies gig? Because how old are you on that Schoolies gig?
18.
So was that your Schoolies year? Like
Yeah,
your
my
grad,
Schoolies year.
grad year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were playing
Yeah.
in like front of people that you.
Yeah, but it was fun because like in theory, I was meant to be there at Schoolies to have fun. Or DJing is fun,
Mhm,
but
yeah.
just be with my mates and just fuck around sort of thing. And then I just got a gig just randomly,
Oh, so you went to Schoolies in Gold Coast.
Yeah,
And then while you were there,
yeah,
you also
yeah.
played.
So I went to Schoolies,
Right.
did the whole Schoolies thing, and I just happened to have a couple gigs. you know,
That's cool.
So I was like, this is sick.
You got paid for school to go to schools as well, basically.
Pretty much.
In a way.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Saved a bit of money in that sense.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously, because schoolies, everyone knows schoolies is like a 7-day bender or something.
Yeah, pretty
How did you manage to do a schoolies trip, but then also work for 2 of those days, 2 of those nights?
I mean, I prepared my sets before I left.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wouldn't have prepared them or any of my tracks.
Mhm.
Like, nah. I just brought my USB and I didn't go as hard on pre's. So I was like sort of ready mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so I just sort of balanced it out in that sort of sense, yeah.
Do you remember what nights you played?
I can't remember. I think one of them was, it doesn't really matter with schoolies because every night is like it's a Saturday night, you know what I mean?
But like, like when you were there, do you remember what nights that you were there?
I can't remember exactly, yeah.
Because it would have been dusty if you had to play like a 6th day, like on like the 5th day or something, or the 5th night.
No, it wasn't. No, I don't think it
earlier?
was. Yeah, it was. I think it was like the 3rd day.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
you were still a bit like not too messed up.
No, that's right. Yeah,
After like 6 days of just
that's right. Yeah,
destroying yourself. But yeah, that's sick that you get to play at schoolies. And like, did your mates get like free club entry and stuff
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, surely.
on the guest list?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. Like playing at schoolies. Do you reckon that's like how was the crowd though? Because what sort of music were you playing then?
I was playing like techno still, like not hard, but just like normal, like 150, but like the softer side of 150.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was fun. The crowd was really fun. It was a completely different crowd. They were all from Melbourne, because it was a Melbourne event. Sort of, it was run by Melbourne people.
Mhm.
So everyone was from
Or like
Melbourne.
Lucky, as in like the guys from Melbourne, Lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I think I know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know of them. But yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like a Melbourne school. Like,
Melbourne setup sort of thing in schoolies.
right. Okay.
And yeah, so they the crowd was really good.
Yeah, because
so-
Melbourne's got a bit of a scene.
Yeah,
So
and I
they
was
probably
like,
were
wow,
used to that
this-
music.
It's good, and like I met a lot of the blokes from Melbourne. They were just super nice. So I made a couple of really good friends.
Like DJs or just like in
No,
general?
just mates.
people.
Yeah.
That's I was gonna because how's like the crowd reception to your music? But yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So it was good. Do you
Yeah.
think if you had like Sydney siders and like Brisbane people down there up there, do you reckon you'd have the same reception?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like if you had
Sorry.
people that, because obviously Melbourne is a bit more acquired to that sort of techno.
Yeah.
150.
Okay.
Do you reckon if you had people from Sydney up there, it'd be the same reaction?
Maybe. Hopefully. I mean, like, you'd think so.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Yeah. I haven't really had bad experiences with Sydney crowds. Because like if I go to a rave or a club and I'm just a spectator, like I just just do my own thing. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really look at the crowd sort of. Oh, I do, but and then when I'm DJing, I do look at the crowd, but they seem to get into it. So, I can't really compare. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other memorable gigs or moments that you sort of like? Any moments in particular? Like
Yeah. Definitely last night. Last night was probably one of the most memorable ones.
right? Okay. Why is that?
Oh, because it was just nuts.
Yeah.
It was nuts, mate. Yeah. It was just, I had like full house. Got like all my mates were there. That's the most important thing. I just I can't go to like a gig if my mates aren't there. It's just I can, but like it just
Feels
makes
different.
that much of a difference if your mates are there and supporting you. They sort of bring that vibe and energy, that positive energy with you, and it makes you perform better. So I had a lot of mates that came. So that's number one. And just, the fact I got to headline it, and I got a good time slot and had my set planned out and, just vibing with it, I just made it super memorable. And I just had super fun.
Like a flow state, nearly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like in a state of trance, sort of. Like, I was just like, I was just in there.
Do you get that sort of like when you're DJing? Do you have that like those gigs where you're sort of just like so focused? Like I guess you're focused, but you're also like obviously vibing and stuff.
Yeah.
But you just feel like could go on for like hours on end.
Oh, 100%. Like last night I was like, I just out of curiosity, I looked at my phone. I was like, shit, I'm like almost done. It's like, no way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I could go for like another couple of hours, To be fair though, like it was sweaty in there. Like after I was drenched.
Yeah. See, I've never been to a Black Noir. I need to go to a Black Noir gig or like an event.
Yeah.
But it looks sweaty. The cage.
Oh, but I like it like
yeah,
that.
it looks very good.
Because once you get sweaty, you get more into it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Because Steve's been doing good things with Black Noir.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's great. I think it's great what he's done as well, especially for like hard techno.
Yeah,
Especially it's like a weekly event as well, which is like
That's
props
it,
to
yeah.
him. Like
it's so good.
crazy that
Yeah.
he can pull that off every single week.
It's such a good concept.
Yeah, because like obviously you have your Sash Law Sundays that are doing every Sunday.
Yeah.
They've sort of taken that day. It's their day.
Yeah.
No one's really going to take it off them. But then you've got obviously Saturday's still open. There's not many Saturdays out there that are like...
It was on Saturday. Nothing, eh?
I think they're more reserved for like the bigger... Like those big names that come out and play Saturday nights.
Yeah, yeah.
I think anyone wants that slot as well because in case like say someone massive comes out and they've got that weekly slot, no one's going to rock up.
Yeah.
But Friday's a good one. I think Steve's done very well with that.
Yeah.
And like the way he's been able to carry it out, and like I think he's got Hex coming up as well.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Nuts.
Bigger venue. How? Yeah, because you're playing on that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you excited for that one?
I'm very excited. Super excited.
Do you know your slot time yet?
I don't. No,
No.
we don't. Yeah. I'm just keen to see Hex. Like they are so good, and Bear as well.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But yeah, Hex. I've always listened to Hex. I just seen their stuff, so I'm like, yes, finally.
They're a bit intense for me, I reckon. Like, because from what I've gathered, they're like more
they're
like heavy metal.
that's it.
techno.
It's metal infused.
Yeah.
So which is really creative in their sort of aspect because they're killing two birds with one stone, as in they obviously really like heavy metal and they're into heavy metal, and they also like techno music. So they thought, okay, let's incorporate it too. Let's make techno metal, which is super smart and it's super cool, in my opinion. So that's their thing now. That's what makes them so creative and just stand out. But yeah, love them.
Yeah. Do you remember your first time you listened to Hex or first time you like came across them?
Yeah, it would have been last year, obviously, or like not even last year, like a couple months ago. Because remember, like this has all happened super quick.
Yeah, I think we need to. Yeah, I think we need to, like. I've in my head because I'm used to talking to people that have like maybe like 3 or 4 years, but you've only been like a year.
Yeah, literally
a year and a bit. So like, yeah, I've got to sort of keep that in mind that all of this is sort of like we're talking in a span of like, a year, which is crazy.
Yeah, I remember listening to them like I think it was like roughly around the start of the year, or even probably last year, like around December. I just saw like heaps of videos of. I saw the videos from them at Black Noir when they came here last year, and they're just seeing videos of them everywhere on Instagram. I was like, who are these guys? Like they're all painted up.
Yeah, tatted up and everything. Yeah.
I was like, these are sick. These guys are sick, and they're Italian as well. So I was like, ooh.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, they're an Italian duo, and I was like, okay, that's sick. Yeah, I just fell in love with them. They're so cool.
Yeah. Do you think that's something you could probably? I reckon like the. Do you reckon that's something that you could maybe test out when you produce music, or do you think it's just so unique that it's just like it's their sound?
No, absolutely not. I mean, like the reason why I like it a lot is because I used to play a lot of metal, so like I just like metal as is.
Your two like love genres are like combining.
Yeah, well, I mean they're very similar genres if you think about it. Like
Yeah.
in terms of just
Heavy
how
bass, like hard kicks.
Yeah. Vocals, even those vocal growls and just even the guitar riffs, they just sort of, you can just take the elements really easily and just put into like a techno groove, which is, it's amazing. But yeah, I've tried to do it a couple of times. Like, as I said, last year I did music for the HSC and I had to do compositions, and so I had to do all the instruments myself. But so I made like an Afro house one where I was playing guitar, like flamenco guitar, and then another one which was jungle, which was like I was try to be a bit different, but I use like real instruments as well for that, all recorded instruments. So I have done it before. It's just hard. It's
Yeah, no, I'd imagine it'd be hard, but as you said, there's similar genres. So like,
yeah, that's right.
have you got any tracks that are like in the vault of that sort of style?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything planned to release?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I'm just trying to see how it turns out. Like once it's all finished, there's just different elements that I just want to muck around with. And yeah, like I don't know, my style of my genre of guitar has changed drastically as well. So like don't play heavy metal as much as I used to. Like a transition from like heavy metal to flamenco, just absolutely
very different. Yeah,
classical Spanish guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out a way how I can put flamenco in techno, but yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, that's yeah, playing like a classical guitar and like in like a techno track.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm assuming you've tested that out.
Yeah.
Is it difficult?
Yeah, it's hard because like I don't even know. It's because you have such a think about it like this: you have a really heavy bass, right? Just comes in 4/4 groove, and it's just constant kick, and then you try to incorporate something like a guitar melody that's flamenco, and it's because the guitar is so much softer than obviously a hard kick. It sounds really weird. So like I'm trying to figure out a way how I can do sort of. I did a high trance one though with a guitar. That worked out pretty well. But yeah, it's just the techno one, just keeping the 4/4 groove with a really heavy bass and a softer guitar melody. I'm still trying to find that.
Do you think it's possible?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, a sweet spot in between.
Yeah.
What sort of stuff have you sort of worked with so far that's like nearly worked or has worked?
What, the psytrance ones?
Oh, the psytrance, but anything within like the techno?
I mean, all I can do really for the psytrance one is just make the bass a little bit heavier and just make it a little bit faster maybe, and just put like a techno kick in it. So it become like a hard psy sort of track. Yeah.
But nothing hard techno yet.
But nothing like hard techno, yeah.
Why do you sort of, I guess, want to incorporate that into a techno track?
Because I've been a guitarist for all my life. Like I know how to play guitar, and it's fun. I love playing guitar, and it's something that I'm really passionate about as well. And not many people do flamenco. Like everyone that plays guitar is either like metal, rock, blues, all that sort of jazz. But doing flamenco is completely different. Yeah, it's very niche. It's a harder genre as well. Are
you talking about incorporating it with techno or just in general, just guitar?
Oh, both. Both. But yeah, incorporating with techno, it's a challenge. Yeah.
What was your heavy metal influence? Where did that come from?
I don't know. Just guess trying to learn new songs. Being like, okay, I want to learn something really hard. You know, let's try learning Master of Puppets to start off with by Metallica.
Right.
And so once I learned that, I was like, this is pretty easy now. So let's try.
Oh, so you learned.
Yeah. So I was like, let's try something else. Let's try something harder. And so then when I got to like one of the hardest songs I played was Tornado of Souls by Megadeth, because that solo was nuts. So once I learned that, I was like, okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with heavy metal.
Right.
So I'm just gonna completely switch it and go to flamenco music.
Got too boring. Yeah, I got bored of it.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't as technical enough. And then with flamenco, like I don't know if you're familiar with flamenco music.
I don't want to say something that might sound offensive, but I think I know. I have an idea of like it's just like the Spanish Hispanic guitar. Is that
Spanish guitar? Yeah. It's very romantic sort of music.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of it. I feel like most people have.
And yeah, the techniques are just completely different. So it's like learning a new instrument, because instead of going with a pick, I have to use all my fingers. Another thing I did for the HSC, which was super crucial, is for my HSC performances, I have to get acrylic nails for my flamenco, because you need longer nails to play flamenco. Okay. So when I grew them out, they were always snaps. Like, fuck, I need to get acrylic nails. And flamenco guitarists do this all the time. They always get fake nails. So I'd be walking around with like fake nails. They look so gross.
Oh wow. Like around school and stuff.
Yeah. And why you got are these real? It's like, nah, they're fake. It's like, why do you have them? It's like, HSC. Yeah, flamenco.
Yeah, we got some strange looks.
Yeah.
From people.
Especially at work. Like when I was doing cashier stuff, I'd be going around my house and they'd just be looking at my nails, like I'm just gonna use the other hand.
Oh, because you only had it one hand.
Yeah, so these 4 fingers. Like,
like disproportionate.
Yeah,
one hand is massive. That would have been funny.
Yeah,
but obviously that worked out.
Yeah,
that's cool. I didn't know that they used like fake nails.
Yeah,
there's like their picks. It's like their version of a pick.
Pretty much. Yeah,
that's cool. That's something I learned today. Flamenco guitarists use fake nails, but back to like your flamenco sort of like, so you went from like heavy metal into flamenco. Yeah. Obviously guitar is like your main instrument. Yeah. What other instruments have you sort of like, obviously you said bass, any like piano? The
didge.
Oh yeah, the didgeridoo.
Yeah, the didgeridoo. Right.
How long have you learned that for?
Oh, like I said, I think last year I learnt it, just because I learned it because I wanted to include it in one of my compositions for my HSC. And I just kept seeing videos on YouTube about Indigenous people playing the didgeridoo. So I was like, this is sick. I'm gonna learn. And so I sort of bought a didgeridoo off of off an auction, which was it cost me $20.
Oh wow, okay.
Which is cheap.
Yeah.
And so I started to learn sort of calls, like kookaburra calls or dingo calls, just little squalls of noises on the didge, so I can incorporate it in my music, in my Afro house. And from there right now I'm working on a track. It's called Australia. Or maybe I might change it though. But
I'm guessing it incorporates didgeridoo.
It's going to be a high techno track, just with the didge. Yeah,
that's interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
has that been done before?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
but listening to tracks and hearing Acid, for example, they have a very similar resemblance, like the didgeridoo and a 303 sound.
Mm-hmm.
Even just little accents. I'm that kind of sounds like a didge. I think I could do that with the didge instead. So right now I'm working on a track that's just purely Australian inspired,
right?
An indigenous inspired track.
Are you sampling that yourself?
Yeah.
You like your own sample?
Yeah. So I'm just going to use just record with the didge. Yeah.
Do you use a lot of samples in your production?
Yes, samples are important.
Yeah.
I think people that say, "Oh yeah, make everything yourself," I like efficiency.
Samples give that.
So samples give that efficiency. So for example, if you want to record vocals, you can record vocals, which is good. I've recorded vocals. My sister has recorded vocals for me. But yeah, if, stuff like vocals or just little bits and bobs in between, like a perk every now and then. There's no point of creating that, in my opinion, just because it's just a one thing that's just there to create some atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's quite controversial, I guess. But that's my opinion. It's a matter of efficiency, and being more productive. Obviously, I make a lot of my sounds and a lot of my kicks and whatnot, but just little bits and bobs I'm talking about. I think you could just chuck in samples.
Yeah, right.
Just create that more full sound of a track. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As I said, my knowledge of music theory is very limited.
Yeah.
So even talking about samples, I'm very concentrating on every word you're saying. I feel like running this podcast, I need to sort of maybe touch up on some electronic music theory, just so I at least can engage in conversations like this. But is with samples, do you reuse them, or is it sort of for each track it's the same?
I have reused them, but I can just tweak them to make them sound completely different.
Yeah, right.
So for example, if I have a perk loop or a hi-hat loop, which I really want to include as an atmosphere, or just as to create more fuller hi-hats, I could just take the same one, just tweak a little bit, just change it ever so slightly, just to make it sound completely different.
Right.
And then I've just used the same sample. I don't need to use any other ones. So yeah.
I guess I want to ask before I think we've been recording for a while now. It's been a cool conversation. I've learned a lot, and I think it's, as I said, crazy that all this stuff they're talking about has been within the last year and a bit. So it's an exciting future ahead for you. I'm sure.
Thank you. Cheers.
But I want to ask you, because I've asked this question to two people, and they play more house, minimal, bit of slower stuff.
Yeah.
You play a lot of faster stuff. What's a track that's on USB at the moment, or maybe one or two tracks on USB at the moment that you must play on, a must have on USB for a set?
Good question. That's tricky. Yeah, that's really tricky. There are so many great songs. I can't even think of one. They're just, you really have to give me a second just to really dive into my thoughts.
Maybe one you played last night that you're just I'm playing that again at my next gig.
Honestly, the one from Primitive. So I don't know if you've heard of Primitive. They're from here.
Okay.
So these two duos from literally here, and one of the tracks I played last night was absolutely unreal. Even 9x9 played it at Rotterdam Rave. That track is just.
Do you know what it's called?
What's it called again? I can't remember.
Do you have it on your phone?
I do. My phone's over there, but.
Oh shit! Okay. Because this might be valuable to the viewers.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Shout out to Primitive.
Yeah. Are they from Sydney?
Yeah.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Sorry, I don't want to be on my phone.
No, it's fine. You're doing it for the pod.
That's it.
So you played that last night.
I played last
Have
night.
you played it before?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. But after hearing that track on the sound system, I was like, wow, this is why 9x9 played it. And any Luca and Yelly tracks, I really, really like. I always play Luca and Yelly tracks and Pisapia.
Okay.
Like I said before, like my inspirations are Luca and Yelly, Pisapia, and Alex Farrell. So I'll usually play all their tracks or like one of their tracks for my sets. Pisapia definitely. One of my favorite ones right now, which I have to include, is called Bass Trap
By Pisapia.
And also Broken Line
By the same.
by Pisapia. Yeah. And this one that I just absolutely love, and I was just dying to play last night. I was like going through my set list. I was like, I hurry up and get to that song, was the Star 69 edit by Alt 8.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Star 69. It's just so groovy. I was like waiting for it. Like, fuck. And just send people.
You're going to have to send me these songs. I need to give them a listen.
So, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Those are a few songs. We're waiting for that one song that you're from Primitive.
yeah. It's hang on. We got it. It's called Everybody
By Primitive.
Okay.
And that's like your number one song at the moment? Or
I wouldn't say it's number one, but it's definitely up there.
Up there.
Like I said, it was the first time I played it last night, and it got a really great reaction. And I was like, I'm definitely going to play this one again. Like 100% going to play it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm definitely going to. Yeah. You need to send me those tracks. I'll give them a
Will
listen on the way home. But I think we've had a good conversation. Thank you for coming on, obviously.
No, thank you so much for having me.
And I said, it's been only a year and a half. I'd say a year and a half. Would you say a year and a half?
Not even.
Not even.
No, not even a year. Like in terms of techno. Right,
yeah, in terms of techno. Yeah.
Yeah, not even a year in terms of techno.
When did you turn 18?
June.
Last June.
Yeah. My first club gig was in July.
So
yeah.
You literally turned 18.
Over a year in terms of DJing, like at clubs, but yeah, less than a year for techno. Yeah.
So you would have played Schoolies last November?
December.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And your shot was November.
Yes. Yeah. So you played a lot. That's cool. And obviously you've got some killer shows lined up in the future.
Yeah.
Obviously some that you probably can't announce.
Yeah.
But everyone look out for that because they seem like they're. I'm guessing they're going to be sick. But yeah, obviously, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Obviously follow. I need to know. You've got 4 names. Ross. TODV.
TODV _music.
_music.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Just need to make sure you follow him on Instagram. Obviously, all his links will be in the description. Give all his music a listen because the ones that are out at the moment. But he's got a lot of exciting releases coming up, as you guys might have heard. But obviously support the podcast, like, comment, and subscribe, share around. But besides that, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your whatever day, weekend, and then see you guys in the next episode.